First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekakadash, and of all those great millstone, while unto his truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson, the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the type of daily lesson is increasing threat. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start the daily lesson, I have a quick news article here by ABC 12 News. And it reads, it says, U.S. has new intelligence on Russian nuclear capabilities in space. So I'm not going to go into the article because I have a video, two videos to bring out more edification and clarity. But one thing about it right here, we know that this is increasing threat, a national security threat. So America, which in fact is Babylon the Great, they are very concerned. I think they had a meeting today. The Speaker of the House had a meeting today with a certain senior advisors on this matter. So we already knowing that things could go nuclear at any given time. So it's already rumors that Russia is getting ready to launch a rocket into space, an anti-satellite weapon, which in fact is a nuclear capability weapon. You know, we already know about these direct energy weapons, so we already know it's going to be a war in the heavens. But one thing about it, the Lord said they will build, but the Lord said he will throw down. So we already know that these things are constantly picking up. We know that what the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. And also we know he's getting ready to use that sword in a big way. His technology, his AI, his robotics, and also his greatest sword is the IBCM missile. And also we seeing what's going on here, this war in heaven. So we seeing that Russia is constantly picking up their space capabilities, you know, so they get the drop on Babylon the Great. So we're not ignorant of Satan's device. And also in the news, at the Super Bowl celebration or the Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, it was a shooting. You know, one person was unalive and 22 other injured. So we seeing that these things are constantly picking up shootings. I think was it last year when the Denver Nuggets, or was it this year or last year? But anyway, when the Denver Nuggets won their championship, it was another shooting. So is this coincident or is it manufactured? But it's all by designs of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even though we're seeing this left-hand energy working, order out of chaos, more increased threats, more increased violence, more increased disorder, chaos, more increased confusion, more increased uproars of the people, civil unrest, civil war, you know. So we seeing these things on the uptick. Also, we seeing that the southern border is being flooded by these large amounts of illegal migrants, you know, young military men constantly coming across the border. And also they are sending them to different cities across America. So we already know these sleeper cells are in place any given time. Once they get activated, all hell would break loose, sedition among men, civil unrest, city against city. A lot of these things are constantly on the uptick. And also we knowing about this solar eclipse that's coming April the 8th. They saying there's gonna be a lot of schools closing. So you got to be locked in. You got to be focused at all given times. So we seeing that, hey man, things are constantly picking up and rumors of wars are all over the place. Watch, pray, and be sober. Have a sober mind, a stable mind, locked in, you know, focused. And a lot of people are still asleep, still are not believing. Oh, this is not going to happen to America. This ain't going to happen. That, hey, it's happening right before our eyes. So we seeing these things constantly on the uptick. So I think they had that meeting today, you know, about this national security threat. So things are constantly going to pick up, you know what I'm saying? Mischief upon mischief, you know, just like a domino effect, events after events is happening. You know, hey, it's time to seek the Lord. But the title of the daily lesson, once again, is increasing threat. So I have a few short videos, and after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Russia has developed an intergalactic threat, nukes in space, and America's in a race against time to stop it. Reportedly, Russia wants to place this space-based nuclear weapon in orbit to target American satellites. And if it were to get deployed, it could destroy all civilian communications, surveillance, military command, and GPS nearly instantly. With people being sent into a panic yesterday because, as the intelligence says, the US doesn't currently have the ability to counter it or defend its satellites. It could also destroy the concept of mutually assured destruction. If the US is unable to detect nuclear launches or even launch its own weapons, it would be unable to effectively respond to a nuclear attack. Officials say that the launch of the weapon does not seem imminent, but also adding there's only a limited window of time left to prevent its deployment. And notably, with all this, Russia would be abandoning the Outer Space Treaty, which bans all orbital nuclear weapons with this weapon. Though it's unclear how the U.S. plans to prevent its deployment. And this is many members of Congress have said that they have to give more weapons to Ukraine because the stronger Ukraine is, the less resources Russia has for its space nukes. Though also odd regarding the alarm bells going off, the U.S. has reportedly been aware of Russia's pursuit of this weapon for many months. I mean, if not a few years.
Serious national security threat to the U.S. Details are classified, but U.S. intelligence says Russia is working on new weapons to knock out American satellites. This morning, one Russian official called the story a fabrication. Nancy Cordes is at the White House. Nancy, what are we learning from your sources?
Vlad, I'll tell you, this sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but what we're talking about here is intelligence that Russia has been working to develop a nuclear-capable weapon that can destroy America's ability to communicate by targeting our satellites, which could in turn impact military operations here on Earth. Fresh evidence of that came last Friday when Russia launched a second rocket carrying a top-secret satellite that is now in orbit high above Earth. Now, keep in mind that the use of any nuclear weapon in space would be a violation of what's known as the Outer Space Treaty of 1967. We only learned about all of this after the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Mike Turner, released a really cryptic statement yesterday warning of a, quote, serious national security threat and urging the White House to declassify all information so that the U.S. and its allies can openly discuss the actions necessary to respond to this threat. The White House was totally caught off guard by Turner's statement. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told reporters he was surprised that Turner went public on this one day before Turner's scheduled to be briefed on the matter alongside other lawmakers by Sullivan and others. Now, other members of Congress with access to this intelligence say this isn't exactly new. They've known about this threat for months, and while it is a serious concern, there is no reason to panic right now, they say, because Russia still has a ways to go in its efforts to build this space weapon.
A tragic shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl celebration left one person dead and 21 others injured. 3 people are in custody so far. Preliminary reports suggest that some sort of altercation is what led to the shooting. Now, the area where the shooting took place was just steps away from where the team held a victory rally for thousands of fans after the parade ended. Important to note that the team is safe.
A mother of 2 was killed in a shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
It is tragic to know that we've lost a person like Lisa, that her children are suffering without their mother.
Lisa Lopez Galvin died during surgery for a gunshot wound to her abdomen.
She was a community advocate, a volunteer basically on KJVA radio, connecting the Latino community to a larger audience.
It is not clear how many shooters were on site, but the Kansas City Chiefs fans tackled one of the suspects.
When we tackled him, the gun came out. I didn't hesitate. It was just do it. So I went to go tackle him, and another gentleman did the same thing.
When the shots were fired, a group of sports journalists were live on air trying to figure out if there was a safety concern.
Well, yeah, we might have a situation here we're trying to keep an eye on.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on what's happening out in the crowd here at the station. We'll be sure to let you know. The crowds are dispersing rather quickly.
Some people in the crowd are telling us to get down.
Wait, what? Okay, y'all. They all here. They are here right now. They are on the U.S. soil. They are here on the U.S. soil, yo. I'm gonna show you guys this video, man. And I'm gonna tell you guys what's happening right now in the U.S. soil. So now, check this video out. Y'all must share this video for real, yo. Share this information. So check this out.
They let him through. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. America!
Where'd he go?
So now, as you guys see, let me explain something to you guys, okay? When we tell you guys that be ready, be prepared for what to come, we don't just sit in here in media and try to run our mouth for no reason. You must understand, y'all, this right here is something that this going to blow a lot of people mind head. A lot of people is not ready and they're gonna get caution guard. I'm telling y'all. Those people that's coming from the border, that's not who you think they are, y'all. Please listen to what we say on here. Okay, we're taking our chances to let you guys know the real important information. So now today, we also have 2 students just got attacked by some Israel soldier. You must understand that. They just declaring war here in United States soil, and the street media is not talking about it, y'all. The street.
So we seeing that, we get more increased threats all across the world. We seeing these events gonna constantly pick up. Things gonna constantly be on the uptick. A lot of uncertainties, a lot of desperation, a lot of sorrow, beginning of sorrows, great mourning, tribulation, and persecution right before us. So we'll start today's lesson in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 11. And it reads that, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it risen, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee. Suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So things are coming at a fast pace. A lot of people right now are constantly sleeping, still are not considering. These evils are growing all around us. So we're seeing that that Russia is constantly getting ready to deploy this anti-satellite weapon, which in fact is a nuclear weapon. So we're seeing that it can knock out satellites. It can knock out the power grid, EMP attack, a lot of things, rolling blackout, cyber attack. All of a sudden, when they say peace and safety, so these things are coming. Mischief upon mischief. We're seeing it. Suddenly shall they come. So. The devil knowing that his time is very short. We knowing that he's getting ready to use that sword in a big way. That sword go into his technology, goes into AI, robotics. Also, his ultimate sword is the IBCM missile. That's the indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we seeing that things could go nuclear at any given time. We seeing it, man, right before our eyes. So hey, man, hell is getting ready to break loose. So now let's go here to Revelation chapter 12, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads that, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. So we're in that short season right now. We're seeing that things are constantly picking up. We're seeing that it's constantly gradually increasing. We're seeing that things are constantly picking up. We're seeing a more increased threat, national security threat. I think America's at DEFCON 2 or 3, but I have to look it up. But we are very close. So it's a lot of national security alerts. And one thing, a lot of people are still relaxing in their leaves, and this devil is constantly getting busy left and right. Hey man, evil is growing on every side. The plagues are not slacking down for a moment. Great catastrophe and calamity, death and destruction is right before us. So now let's go here to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. Just quick lesson through the Spirit. Once again, I hope that you will get edified. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. And it reads that, for the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. So it's a lot of civil unrest. We're seeing what happened, seeing what all these men, they're not walking, they're running into the border. This is what you call when you go to, what is that? I think it's Jeremiah chapter 50, I'm not mistaken. Ezekiel chapter 38. Hey, this place is the unwalled village. It's no bars, no gates. people just walking right on into America. They running into America. They call it saying America, America. Yes, Babylon the Great in 1 hour. So we seeing that this it's gonna be what a lot of this fighting, a lot of uprising, a lot of what civil unrest, civil war is getting ready to break out. It's constantly what increased threats, increased violence, increased what uncertainties, a lot of increased what all sorts of mischief, all sorts of what disorder, order out of chaos, confusion, disorder. We seeing it happening right before our eyes. So we already know that modern day sword is the gun. All sorts of weaponry is getting ready to be used, and the body count is getting ready to be great. Verse 16 said, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So we already seeing that, this nation is divided. It will not stand. So we know they're not going to regard anyone, including each other. So it's going to be that lawless time, kill or be killed, invading one another. So that's that civil war that is coming. We seeing every day rumors of war, civil war, everything. A nation is divided. We seeing at the end is constantly manifest. We seeing at the end is getting closer and closer. It's time to seek the Lord. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able because of what? The lockdowns, the mandates, unrighteous decrees that they have prescribed or authorized. They coming into play left and right, increasing threat. And also we know it's getting more and more closer to that grain of rice, this digital society, the NWO, it's the MOTB. It's fast approaching. So they'll be setting up checkpoints. You will not be able to go here. You won't be able to go there. And also, I think I had a clip I had watched. I think it was earlier about Florida prison. They're getting ready to put all sorts of monitoring devices on their prisoners. So this is a forerunner to that grain of rice. So we already knowing that all roads leads to that grain of rice. We're seeing it. It's constantly increasing. Let's read verse 18 again. Said, let's read verse 17 again. It said, a male shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So also these FEMA camps are getting ready to come into play. The stage is set. All things are ready. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men shall be very afraid, travailing like a woman with child. So a lot of men's going to have a great vexation of spirit. A lot of people going to be bugged out of their mind. They're going to give up the ghost. A lot of things are getting ready to happen. And while you are constantly scoffing and mocking, it's constantly what? Increasing threats. So verse 19, it said, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and great tribulation. That lack of bread goes into a great famine. Also famine of the word, also food shortage. Rolling blackout, cyber attack goes over these things over and over, being a watchman for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We're seeing it happening right before our great tribulation, great death and destruction, the beginning of sorrow, that transition of power constantly is taking place. Can't you see? Are you listening? Hey, you get ready to listen very soon, because Jacob's trouble is at the door, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. So now, let's go here to Luke chapter 21, and we get one more. Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21. We'll start up at verse 20. Luke chapter 21 and verse 20, I think it's 25. And it reads, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nation and perplexity, though sea and the waves are roaring. Seas and the waves are going into the people. We seeing that, it's civil unrest. We're seeing a lot of uncertainties, a lot of desperation. And also it says it's going to be signs in the sun and the moon. So we're knowing that on April the 8th, a lot, I think it's in March, I think it's going to be a blood moon around the 24th or 25th, somewhere there, no later than 28th. There's a blood moon is coming. Also, this total solar eclipse is coming in April. So we're seeing this right here. Lord is showing all these signs and wonders right before his great and glorious return and distress of nations. So we need seeing that these nations are rising against nation, left and right, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. So, hey, man, Egyptian against Egyptian, and also city against city, you know, Isaiah 19:2. So we seeing these things, man, it's on the uptick. Let's read this again. Luke chapter 21 and verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nation with perplexity. The sea and waves are roaring. We seeing that right before our eye. Verse 26. Men hearts failing them for the fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So how will the powers of heaven be shaken? By with this nuclear exchange, you know what I'm saying? That great noise, those IBCM missiles, you know, they're gonna be shaken to the foundation. You know, hey man, the Lord is bringing forth all these different events, global events around the world. Men hearts are failing them, but looking for the things that's coming down the road. You know, it's a dark forecast. We seeing rumors of wars all over the place, increased violence, economic collapse. A lot of things that happen. Digital society. You know, we constantly warning you left and right. We seeing what mass shooting on a high level. You know, engineered, order out of chaos, constantly working left and right. Gradually and gradually, they are bringing it forth. See, we're not ignorant of Satan's device, the mental law. You know, because we're watching, we're praying. You know, the signs of the times, they're here. They're right in front of our face. You know, men's hearts will be failing them very soon. They're going to give up the ghost. A lot of people are going to be bugged out of their damn mind because what? They do not trust in their true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. We'll close out here. Quick lesson through the Spirit. 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. We'll close out here. And it reads, it said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So that day of doom goes into what? The end of the world, goes into what? Jacob's trouble. Also goes into that what? That transition of power. So we right there, you know what I'm saying? We at the end of Esau's kingdom. This what? Temporal world, you know what I'm saying? The day of doom is at hand, you know, and right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, it said the end of this time and the beginning of immortality. So that's what the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. And who will get immortality? It's only one nation. That is the nation, what? Israel. The Israel of the Most High. And also the truth there, when they get back in their right mind, we are the only one will get immortality. You know, a lot of these nations, they're not going to live forever. They're going to keep coming back in these fleshly bodies. We getting ready to get new bodies, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's read this again. 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. He said, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So we already knowing that, you know, the kingdom of heaven is fast approaching. So we seeing that we're in that transition of power. We seeing that you know, the birth pains, you know, we seeing, you know, a lot of things are constantly what? Increasing. We seeing that the plagues are not slacking down. We seeing events behind events, a domino for every day. We cannot keep up with all of this. So we already knowing that our salvation is out the door. And also, you know, UFO sightings are all across the world, left and right. The Lord is speaking to you. He's trying to get your attention through the what? The voice, the mouth of the Lord, which in fact are the prophet. They're standing on their watch and they're standing on fire for Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we know that the day of doom is very close. All hell is getting ready to break loose. We seeing increased threats, you know what I'm saying? Increased violence, you know what I'm saying? Increased what? Uncertainties. Increased what? Rumors of wars, you know, increased what? Tribulation and persecution. You know, it's right before us, and we are constantly warning you left and right. Things can go nuclear when they say what? Peace and safety. You know, right now we're in peace and safety right now. A lot of people thinking that they're good. But hey, man, all hell is getting ready to break loose. They're in for a rude awakening. But the title of today's lesson, once again, is Increasing Threat. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rikaka Dash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.